What are you eating?
Want some?
Yeah, actually I do. There's a reason we rated these an S.
They're good.
I feel like the smaller ones were better.
Uh-huh.
Also, it's one of those things that's like, they're terrible for you, but you're like, well, if I eat 2 of the smaller ones, I was eating smaller ones. These are like jumbo double stuff.
You mean like 2 of the regular size ones? You know what I mean?
Well, regular,
like
but
like
they...
large.
Yeah, well.
Oh, I should probably be talking to my microphone. I was so distracted by the oatmeal cream pie that I forgot.
I hate to admit that every single one of the Little Debbie snacks from last week's episode
It's
are still in our house.
Yeah.
Except the ones we ate.
I'm suddenly like nervous that I didn't start recording audio, even though I'm pretty sure I did. But I'm just going to look at it really quick.
Okay.
I'll let you
I
finish
really
that.
hope they can hear my chewing.
Oh, you've still got a bunch of Okay, we're good.
I wonder what kind of cat interruptions we're going to have this week.
Oh, God.
He was in a mood. Last week wasn't bad. It was the week before.
Was it?
Yeah.
I guess because we reviewed both of those recordings this week, so it like feels like that was last week when he was like climbing up the column over there.
I don't want to talk with my mouth full on camera.
Yeah. This is what the people are paying for, Shannon. Why do you think I brought that out there? They're demanding it.
No, gross. My favorite thing, and like we have to be really careful instigating cat conversations.
Yeah.
Because I'm not ready for the world to know about that side of us. But
We'll do the cat episode. That'll be episode 51. Yeah, good call.
What cracks me up is he puts himself in a really precarious position and then he's looking at you crying like, are you going to do something about this? It's so funny.
I can't tell if he's like, no, I got it. Don't help. I got it.
I like picturing him doing it to himself
Yeah.
and looking at you like,
Guys, how did you let this happen to me? Anyway, here we are.
I did not need all that.
Yeah,
I'm so full.
that was my fault.
Thank you.
Is it? I feel like this is just going to be a running bit. Is it my turn or your turn to introduce?
I guess I'm just wondering when we decided it would be taking turns.
I think it just kind of naturally started happening, and then
I want you to do, because we were watching some like streaming stuff
yeah,
last night. Last night after Uchiba. I want you to do your best impression of an intro for Hypercritical, but like as one of those streamers and podcasters.
like you want me to do a live intro or like a reel?
I'm too new to this universe to even know what you mean right now.
Like a lot of like when they do an intro, it's a reel. It's not them acting something out. It's like clips from previous things.
When we watched Your Mom's House, which by the way,
Yeah.
I have to fully call you out again.
Yeah.
You are the one who has always been a little more excited about this whole universe of podcasting and streaming and all this stuff. And so we're at dinner last night talking about this, and I'm like, I just need to watch some more to get a sense of it. Because like I'm at the point where I understand that podcasts are things you watch.
Okay.
And they are typically people talking about nothing. I
Yeah.
totally get that. But I need a little bit of like schooling when it comes to
Already at it.
there's nothing
At
you can
least
destroy
that's
under
like
that.
made of wood, and you can't. Well you
let's
can,
not.
but
Anyway, this happens every time he does this. I totally lose my train of thought. Oh, I have some like homework to do. Like I just want to better understand.
You're
like
still learning how
it all works.
podcasts, what a podcast is, what a
No,
Twitch
not the
stream.
podcasting and the streaming stuff.
Yeah.
And you have a much better sense of it since you are like a gamer and have been for like 20 something years.
I mean, how old am I? So yeah.
Do you know the answer to that?
34. 34?
Well done for the next like week.
Oh yeah. It's my birthday next week. So the next week's birthday stream.
Which
And,
means
Shannon's got a lot planned, I think. She's
oh my eye itches suddenly. Oh god.
So anyway, you don't know streaming. I've been
So
a
like we get
streamer
home from
for a
Uchiba
while.
and we're watching streaming. Do you call them episodes? I don't know. We're watching all this like streamer stuff, and
watching a stream. It's not an episode.
Thank you. But like you're watching it later, which feels like it's not a stream anymore.
You're watching a VOD.
Oh, okay. So this is where I get turned off by all of the. When you know, one time you're like, you should be a VTuber, and I'm like, I don't want to, just because of that term. But that's a different conversation. But anyway, we spent all this time watching, and like at one point you were skipping ahead, and I saw like the duration, and I'm like, 8 hours? Yeah. You're kidding me.
Yeah.
I get that this is like their job though. Like this is their sole focus. They don't do anything else, but like, my God.
Yeah. I mean, there are some streamers that are like, they do it recreationally and they just, do it in the evenings or whatever, but yeah, there are people that they do it, well, that's like on their schedule, they start at 4 p.m. and they're done at 4 a.m. or whatever. It's like 12 hours of streaming. And then there's people, then there's the whole subathon thing. And, we don't have to get into
this is
live
not a
stream talk.
Conversation episode. But I want to call you out because, like, again, you're more excited about and understand the whole, like, streaming universe. Yeah. And I'm like, I want to watch, like, a couple of podcasts. And not the whole thing. Like, let's just watch a little bit. And, like, the second I was like, let's watch the latest from your mom's house.
We watched, like, the first... I watched the intro, and then I was like, I'm just going to...
You're like, I'm just going to go play some video games.
I'm still listening, puts headphones on.
There is something about your mom's house that I love, though. Yeah. I just love that they're, like, never talking about anything.
Oh, I thought you were talking about my mom's house. She was going to appreciate that. Sorry, Mom. Our only viewer, but, that's fine. No, just kidding.
The podcast entitled
Your Mom's
House. But I'm just, okay, back to the very beginning. Do they just start talking? They just start talking.
Yeah, I mean, they just start talking. Any advice you have, we don't know what we're doing. So
we actually have no idea.
We haven't even done any research. We've watched...
That's not true.
The intro to one podcast, and that's it. So...
I just don't think that's true.
But yeah, I mean, they just come in and they start talking, and then they do their intro song, which is funny. But
I actually find it like
they're both just
but like it's fine. But then it's suddenly you're like, this has been going on for like 90 seconds.
I feel like they're like producers mix a different beat every time or something, and so that's part of their bit. But anyway. No, we don't have anything like that. We just awkwardly sit down and start talking.
I like our opening. Yeah. It's just the moment where it's like, do you want an intro? And I'm like, do you want me to say the words? Welcome back to Hypercritical, where two privileged people complain about things. Do we like privileged or entitled?
I think entitled. We're not privileged. We're entitled. Do you think you're privileged?
What's the difference?
I mean, I think that, I don't know.
You had so much conviction going into that. I mean, they're two different things.
I mean, well, and we're going to get into this because this actually is a good lead in to what I have to say in a moment. It's
a good lead into my impending comment.
Yeah. So I think privileged is like you didn't earn it and like you just think that you deserve it. You know what I mean? Entitled is like, maybe you did or didn't earn it, but you feel like you're entitled to it. It's your right to have it.
Okay. So which are we?
I think we're entitled.
Okay.
Because I think that we like qualify ourselves a little bit in terms of why we can...
We spent an entire episode qualifying why we were entitled to complain about travel. So sure. Okay.
I don't think that we like are privileged people that like come from money.
Definitely do not.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's fair. But anyway, so what was my? Did you do the intro? Was that the official, or should I?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, because you didn't say our name, so you didn't really do it.
Oh.
So this is Hypercritical, the podcast where two. No, I don't know what it is.
Oh my God, entitled.
Podcast where two entitled people complain about shit. I'm Spencer, and this is my co-host Shannon.
Hello.
And this is a important day.
It's 1 week till Spencer's birthday.
It's 1 week till my birthday. In reality, it was a really shitty day, but we won't go into that.
I got really bad news. You had to deliver really bad news.
Yeah.
Are you forgetting what the bad news was?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay. I'm not going to.
We can touch on it later.
No, I don't want to talk about that.
Oh, okay. Now I want to know what it is. Oh yeah. Okay. You didn't receive bad news about that had any, like, it wasn't about something that happened to you.
Correct.
It was just like you learned about something.
You're like,
yes.
so mine was worse.
Yeah. No, but we don't have to compare. I mean, yours is terrible. But today we actually published our first real episode. Earlier this week, we published the little teaser episode 1. Episode 2 went live today.
It's out in the wild officially.
Yeah, so people have watched it. People have commented on it.
Can you tell who's watching?
Not really. I mean, if somebody comments, you can tell. You can see if, I mean, yes and no. Like in general, YouTube doesn't tell you like this person's watching. But you know, I have sent it out to my network and all of our followers. So my 4 friends have seen it. So
I was gonna say your followers.
Yeah. So yeah, the audience that we have. So I can guess.
What's the feedback?
I mean,
you guys are annoying.
People have been laughing. They've been kind of following along with our jokes.
That's good.
They have some technical feedback for us, which we might implement into later episodes. But do keep in mind that this is currently episode 8, and we just launched episode 2. So your feedback's going to be on like
don't think we're ignoring you.
6-week delay.
Yeah, right.
I don't think we're going to catch up. We're not going to do a double post, so it's just going to be behind. But
that's fine.
But yeah, I think the 2 people that have watched it have liked it.
I feel like our second episode was the first one was the teaser one that was just funny and like a fake episode. Fine. Episode 2 was going through movies, which was fun.
It was fun. We weren't very good at it. We didn't know.
Right.
We were still learning, and like we've learned a lot. We've learned a mediocre amount. Yeah, I think we're at least not doing something that involves looking at our phones, so we're not like pausing to research as we're podcasting for like 30 seconds at a time of just silence. And also, the reason why we're not doing that is because we learned that our editor is fucking lazy.
Don't talk about him like that.
The dude will not edit video. Like he just puts it up the way he receives it. He syncs the audio at least.
I thought he said sings. I was like, he does sing. He's really good at it.
He puts the intro and the outro on it. With that episode, he did do a little extra work and put all like the movies and the titles up and a lot of jokes.
He's talking about himself.
But yeah, it's me. I don't edit shit. So like when we're just staring at our phones for 30 seconds, I just like.
Well, you also refuse to like edit the actual video.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think our episode 3 was quite the improvement.
Yeah, well, we got boom arms. So we had that technology implemented.
Something about the conversation too. Like I felt like it was a little bit of an improvement.
Like,
so I'm actually eager to post episode 3.
Less like lulls and stops and stuff. We're getting better at like constantly talking. But you know. But what I was going to say earlier is that some of my our viewers were laughing and fact checking us a little bit because we're just talking shit. You know what I mean? And it's like fully not factual.
In what sense?
Yeah, like some of that in that episode we're like reading off IMDb. That's fine, but like we're like, for example, this is
like our recall.
Yeah.
Like off the top of our heads? Of course it's not accurate. Are you kidding me?
No.
Who said this?
I mean, they're just like, that's definitely not that person. That's a totally different actor. That kind of thing. This leads into the next thing. So I've got steps built out here. There's narrative happening.
Believe it or not, this was thought about.
This is an art form.
Brand new podcaster explains to audience this is an art form and I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. So I don't you can take your comments. Okay. And no, I'm just kidding. So for example, we're talking about Iron Man 2. And I was like, who's that actor? It's Danny Trejo. And you're like, yes, Danny Trejo. You're right. How did you know that? And it's not Danny Trejo.
Who is Danny Trejo?
He is the guy in Expendables. I'm pretty sure.
There's like 17 guys.
He's the guy with the glasses in Expendables. Well, now I'm not sure about that, but I'm pretty sure he is. In Iron Man, that's Mickey Rourke. Yeah.
Did you know? Okay, and this is gonna be really funny if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Did you know that Mickey Rourke is the voice of Copper in Fox and the Hound?
Are you sure about that?
No. We're just gonna...
That's gonna be the most...
So sometimes when I'm working, and I'm gonna admit this right now because I have no shame, there are times where I'm like...
Because if you're wrong, it's the most... It's like being like, did you know that Ron Perlman voiced Bambi? And you're like, what?
It's Mickey Rooney. Oh man, but really though,
Yeah.
Copper was voiced by Kurt Russell.
Really?
Yes.
Like as a child? I'm assuming he was a child then.
And this movie's pretty old. This movie
When
was
did that come out?
1981, and
How old
Kurt
is Kurt
Russell,
Russell?
so he was 30 years old.
Okay. A young, spry man. 30's not old. 30 is not a boomer. 30 is a young age.
I mean, 30 is definitely not a boomer anymore. When we were 30.
I'm having trouble with my microphone today. I just can't get it.
Wait, the other one was interesting though. There's two voices because they're
Yeah.
little like pups and then they're grown up.
Mm-hmm.
But I was starting to say
yeah.
before, I have no shame. I'm going to admit this. There are times where I'm working and I'll be working on like a budget or something that's a little bit, not like I have to write copy for something or
It's not
figure out
creative,
like
it's just like process
yeah,
work,
exactly. And I'm like, I don't want to listen to music right now.
Yeah.
Like I don't want that. I don't want a podcast. I don't like listen to audio stuff really
Yeah.
in that sense. And I'm like, I kind of just want to put on like a Disney movie.
Yeah.
Like we are children of the 90s. Like that was like a huge part of our lifestyle. And I guess that's true for like basically anyone, but
Well, it's also just something like you've watched them enough times that like you don't have to like, you're not sitting there watching.
I'm not
like,
watching it. It's just on.
What's going to happen next to Copper?
Exactly. Yeah.
But it's just like noise in the back. And like that's when I watch a lot of live streaming on Twitch or whatever
Yeah,
else. Like
yeah.
when I'm doing kind of like repetitive work or something like that, I'm, you know, doing something that isn't like super creative. I'll just...
What is your repetitive work?
I don't know, just like...
If you're an art director or something,
yeah.
like when do you ever...
Well, I mean like...
You're like
there's
updating like
plenty-
project
yeah.
management stuff.
Like copy and pasting copy that's come from a spreadsheet into a document or like...
I wasn't like
Yeah.
accusing you of not having that
There's
kind
plenty
of
of stuff
work.
that
I
they
was
like
just curious.
automate and like you're just like mindless copy paste for a while. Yeah.
God, I love that work sometimes.
Yeah.
There are times where I'm like literally like get to my desk and I think I have so much to do. What do I want to do?
Yeah.
And then I remember that stuff and I'm like, ooh. I can update a budget today.
And I can watch Fox and the Hound.
I literally watched that like 3 days ago.
Yeah. But yeah, Mickey Rourke, not...
Definitely not. Okay, wait, I need to see because I'm so confused.
Yeah. Look up Mickey Rourke and we'll put it up on the screen. This is immediate flashback to the first, so I'm just going to keep talking so we're not both staring at our phones. But yeah, it's, and he, I mean, I can see how you can get confused, especially with the way he acts in that movie. And he does like where's my beard? But like, he doesn't look like Danny Trejo.
That's not the same guy?
No.
What the?
And like,
I see
he's
it
also
now
a
that
lot
I'm looking.
younger. He's also way younger than Danny Trejo.
Okay, I see it now.
Yeah.
Was he in Con Air?
Ricky Rourke or
Danny
Trejo?
Danny Trejo.
I don't know.
Please say yes. Please, God. What year was that? I'm going to be scrolling for a while.
Stop. We
Okay,
can't
hold
do
on.
this.
Let me do one more. Con Air is a great movie.
Con Air is a good movie. We need to do another movie quiz that isn't like best series. That would be another good thing to
Why
do.
couldn't you just put the bunny back in the box?
Con Air is another one of those movies that I don't really know the plot of because I watched it when I was 8 years old.
Oh my God, no. But I watched it
Yeah.
at like 8, 10,
Yeah.
12, 15. Like I definitely know the plot. He got into a bar fight and
Yeah.
he killed a guy.
And that's Nicolas Cage.
Yep. And so his wife was like pregnant at the time. So then he's in jail for like 10
He's
years.
got the long
and
hair. Yeah.
Not when he goes to prison.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So we'll fact check that. We'll put it in. We'll find the
I
answer.
think I'm not right.
Producers, could you guys pull up Mickey Rourke and Con Air? See if that.
No, not Mickey Rourke. Danny Trejo.
Oh, could you pull up Danny Trejo and Con Air? Thanks.
They don't have thumbs.
So they'll put it on the screen. But one thing that I thought of is like, like newspapers, like back in the day, or like radio shows that were like news based. Like if you like listen to NPR or whatever, every once in a while they'd be like, on last week's program, we actually said,
why is it always the radio voice?
Danny Trejo, and not it's actually Mickey Rourke. So we just wanted to give you that correction. And then I just imagine like somebody will hire one of my friends who's fact checking for us and telling us all the things are wrong. Just like do a full hour and a half long correction.
You said this.
Literally
and you meant this.
Everything we said is wrong. But
it feels like normal though.
Yeah.
And I also think that it was us drinking Negronis saying, oh yeah, it was that guy.
Yeah. We were like by the end like 2 Negronis in.
Nothing like tonight.
So I have, on that note, a quiz.
Uh-oh. I have one for you, actually.
Ooh. So we can exchange quizzes, but this is interesting, and it relates to, because like in my head, for the past 8 weeks or whatever it's been since we filmed that thing, like that podcast episode where we're talking about the greatest movie series of all time, like, and in that moment I was absolutely positive. I'm like, it's absolutely Danny Trejo. Yeah. We were sure. And
we cannot be the, like, did you literally open Google and say, like, something that indicates the rest of the internet also thinks this? You know what I mean?
No, so that's what I'm getting to.
Oh, okay.
Is that
I actually know nothing about where this is going, so that's pretty cool.
So there's something called the Mandela effect.
I've heard the term. I can't remember what it is.
So the Mandela effect is basically that.
Jason's doing this right now. We've talked about this. We Filipino teenager fresh off the boat.
Yeah. So the Mandela effect is basically that exactly, where like the masses, the general population misremembers something.
But then it becomes like accepted because
everybody keeps repeating it. So like and then like when you're corrected, you're like, no, it's not. It's definitely
what's
Danny
another
Tran.
example?
Yeah. I mean, it happened. There's a lot with like, I don't want to ruin because I don't know what's in the quiz.
Yep.
So I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. But it would be like, and if this is in the quiz, because I'm totally making it up, it's a miracle.
I think the water.
Yeah, I think that their water fountain's low, so it's making noise, but you probably can't hear it.
It is.
You gonna go change it?
Keep talking.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, I feel like you need to hear this part.
I'm listening.
Okay, well, I'll just tell you and I'll tell the audience. So, Mandela effect is basically that when the general population misremembers something. So, well, I'll give you the definition of it and the origination of it. That's a better thing.
Is origination the right word there or origin?
I don't fucking know, Shannon.
Like empty, Spencer. Empty. It's not even flowing anymore.
Wow, usually it like, starts spurting a little bit.
I just need the top up.
Yeah.
Completely empty.
That tiny glass is going to do nothing. This is kind of like a cat interruption, but it's not. It's a cat-related interruption.
Every time one of us has to get up, it's not like, oh, I have to go to the
Yeah.
bathroom. It's something related to the cat. So.
Oh, man, now I really want some water. This is like if you give a mouse a cookie podcast edition.
Okay.
So the origin of the Mandela effect. Well, now you're out of my line of sight, so I don't know if you can hear me or not. Because if I can't see, it's like a baby, and like object permanence. The idea that like a baby at a certain age if it can't see something, it doesn't exist, and that's me. Yeah. So I don't know if you're even there. I don't know if do you even exist anymore? Do I exist since nobody can see me? Only a camera can see me. Oh, there you are. So the origin of this, it comes from some person in like 2009 or something. Yeah. They realized very suddenly that Nelson Mandela was still alive, or that he had just recently, I don't know when he died. Producers, can you pull up when Nelson Mandela died?
Nelson Mandela is still alive.
And they were certain and positive, and everybody in their network was positive, like all these reactions to some meme or something like that. Everybody was positive that he had died in the 80s.
Oh God, it wasn't the 80s.
Yeah.
Isn't that when he was in prison?
Yeah, maybe that's what it was, is that like they're equating when he was in prison to when he died. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Mandela effect is when, like, the general public just forgets or agrees that the incorrect information is correct.
Okay.
Right. So in the spirit of our viewers' comment on Danny Trejo and Mickey Rourke, we have I'll have a quiz.
Okay.
So
This is just
so squeaky. And I'll save this and I'll put it up in post so that it's on the screen. But question 1, you ready?
yes.
So these are multiple choice. So everyone's favorite family of bears had a book and a TV series about them on PBS. How do you spell their name? It's the Berenstein Bears.
I loved those books.
Yeah.
It's Bers, like Stain, and like I remember being told, like when memes really started like to become a thing on Instagram, it was like, just found out it's Berenstain Bears.
Yeah. Right.
And I thought it was just the pronunciation, not
Yeah.
the spelling. That's
So,
disappointing.
I want, and on the next one, you answer too quickly. I want you to look at them, and then I want you to declare your answer before you select
Well,
it.
there's a screenshot for
Yeah.
the viewers.
You got it wrong.
I got it wrong.
It's not Steen. It's Stain.
Okay, but
Berenstain.
all right. The first the first 2 of 4 options spell it bear,
Yeah.
Bear, and I knew that was wrong, so I eliminated those 2 right away. And then it's Beren, and then
Yeah.
it's Steen versus Stain. And again, I heard that it was the
Yeah.
pronunciation was Stain, and I'm like, why would it be Stain if it's Stein? It's not.
So there are a lot, and like there are some, like in these quizzes especially, like people are just trying to get engagement, and so like they're just making up shit, and it's like not even the actual ones. But like there's one, and it might not be in this quiz, may or may not, but it's like what did Darth Vader say? And like to Luke when he cuts off his hand and confronts him in Empire Strikes Back, spoilers.
He cuts off his hand?
Yeah. And like one of them's like, Luke, you have a sister. And it's like, nobody thinks that's what he's, you're just throwing in random words. But anyway.
And you kissed her.
Oh, it's right here.
Passionately.
Well,
she kissed him.
So Star Wars fans will remember the iconic line from Darth Vader in The Empire Strikes Back. The Empire.
The iconic line.
What did he actually say?
Options are Luke, I am your father. No, she is my daughter. Luke, you are a bother. Well,
I mean,
he should have said
at that point, he's kind of a little bitch, baby.
That point,
I don't want to train.
this is like
I want to go save my friends.
Isn't this the second movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's been a little bitch for a while.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say like he doesn't become cool until like the very end of Return of the Jedi, but
Oh, I see what you're saying.
yeah.
No, I am your father. So obviously, it's Luke, I am your father.
Yeah. Incorrect.
I knew it when you said yes. I was like,
He says
feels wrong
because he says like you killed my father, and then Darth Vader says no, I am your father. Okay, so we're 0 for 2.
Thank you.
This one you'll get easy because you're you.
Do you remember what word? Oh God, do you remember what word is missing from this title?
So what is the title of this show?
Sex in the City.
What did you just say?
Sex and the City.
Sex and the City, or Sex in the City?
Sex and the City.
Okay.
This says sex blank and the city. So I feel like
they
that's
totally screwed up that question.
That's
very leading. This is a poorly. Maybe I should have vetted this quiz a little better, but
no, it's okay. I just think that I'm like, there's not a
they didn't take the
fifth word.
They didn't take.
They just added. It's just Sex and the City.
Sex and the City. Yeah. So to me, and like this is one that I would have gotten wrong, even today. You know,
you would have said In the City.
Sex in the City, because I've never seen it. I've never watched the show where I've
never
seen
watched
the title,
it firsthand,
and like I've never grabbed a VHS or DVD of it or whatever, like watched it on Netflix or anything. So like when you say Sex in the City, it sounds like you're saying Sex in the City.
Do you remember what word is missing?
It's a poorly worded. Let me word these questions for you instead.
All right.
Okay. So when the evil queen in Snow White,
I just watched this last week,
is talking to the mirror, what does she actually say?
Who is the fairest of them all?
Well, so yes, that's correct. But she says,
mirror, mirror on the wall.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Tell me, mirror on the wall. My mirror on the wall. Or magic mirror on the wall.
I actually think it's magic. I think it's magic mirror on the wall.
Correct.
Oh, I'm not kidding. I watched this recently.
Everybody says mirror, mirror on the wall.
Yeah, it's magic mirror.
Yeah, and it's not.
And I would have gotten that wrong if I hadn't watched it like in the last month.
Mr. Rogers, his iconic song is It's a Beautiful Day in blank neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in my neighborhood, or it's a beautiful day in that neighborhood.
Not here. Yeah. It's not beautiful here. Over there.
What's the Eddie Murphy spoof? It's from SNL. Oh, yeah,
that was really good.
And it's like him in like New York City in the projects or something like that. Mm-hmm. And everything's terrible. Yeah. And it's like, it's a beautiful day in that neighborhood.
Oh, man. I mean, my gut wants to just say the, but there's a tiny part of me that's like, my? But wasn't the movie that just came out with Tom Hanks and just came out probably like 6 years ago?
Yeah, it feels like that came out.
Beautiful day in my neighborhood. I think it's the.
Okay.
I think it's the.
This neighborhood. Wrong on both.
This sounds stupid.
Yeah. According to this quiz, which may or may not be accurate.
I don't know. But I want to fact check that one.
Yeah. Producers, could you, what is the title and what is the saying in Mr. Rogers' song? Okay. If you've watched Silence of the Lambs,
no,
then you know Hannibal Lecter greets Clarice with
Hello,
which
Clarice.
of these lines? Good morning, Clarice. You're here, Clarice. Hello, Clarice. Or he doesn't say any of those.
Hello, Clarice.
Incorrect. He doesn't say any of these. Apparently, he says, good evening, Clarice.
I've never watched that movie.
Yeah, I think we covered that on the series episode.
Oh, yeah, because it was technically a series, which, by the way, thinking back, The Mummy wasn't included.
I mean, best cinematic. Well, The Mummy's a great movie.
It would have gone straight to the top for me.
Maybe the second or third time we've talked about The Mummy.
I love The Mummy. It's a very good movie.
And then The Scorpion King.
Yeah, this is terrible. Yeah. Okay, but I wasn't going to admit that we've watched any of those because
I think we already did on the podcast admit this.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. You let it slip.
And you watched like Scorpion King 2.
I had it on while we were working out, which is just like the Disney movies while I'm working.
Yeah, true. Okay.
How dare you judge me?
So he doesn't say hello, Clarice.
That is surprising.
And that's just one of those that like, it's sort of like some of these two are like it's a meme pre-memes. You know what I mean? Like memes like are, a byproduct of the internet, but like they existed before. Mm-hmm. Like the little S thing that you drew, like the little chain S.
Yep.
That's a meme. Or like Marilyn Manson took out his ribs.
Yeah, we don't have to say why.
Somehow every single kid in the world knows that.
Yep.
And there's no like explanation to how that information travels.
What did I bring up not that long ago with you that was like, kids are still the same.
Yeah.
They still tell the same. Oh, the like horse thing.
The horse thing.
Yeah. Hold on. I can do this. I have this stupid pee in your Coke thing stuck.
No,
It's not
don't
that.
say that.
It's not that.
Don't say that.
I didn't. Oh, I'll think of it.
Okay.
But kids still do it, and you're like, oh my god, things don't change. These
The
are
horse thing.
horse manure. It ends with that.
I've never heard this before.
Someone
This is not
knows
a real
what
meme.
I'm talking about.
This isn't a real meme. This is a fake meme. Fake meme. Fake meme alert. So anyway,
I'm gonna remember it.
but yeah, same thing. Where and then it's like somebody said
Where'd
hello.
you get it? In the sewer? What you call it? Horse manure. Like you end there, and it
I
was.
never did that one.
It's
Yeah.
so dumb, but my point is, we were singing that in 1992,
Yeah.
and it's still a thing in 2023.
But yeah, the point is, I think that like somebody said hello, Clarice, or like, you know, it became like the quote. It was probably like in a newspaper or something. And like nobody ever corrected it and just became,
Yeah.
you know, yeah. So what is the movie title of this film? Who's in that movie? Is that
That's Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt? Interview with blank vampire. With a vampire,
a.
with the vampire, with her vampire, or their vampire.
Very politically correct.
Yeah.
There.
With they, them.
Oh my god. I want to say the, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna say a.
Interview with a vampire. It's the.
Okay,
Interview
my
with
gut was
the
the.
vampire.
This quiz is
Yeah.
making me mad, so I technically got that right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
I
you
never
have
saw
to-
that movie
yeah.
because I was too afraid of it.
Oh, because it had vampires in it. I've never seen that movie either. Okay, in the iconic Field of Dreams line.
What's with icon? You had the second time. You haven't.
Iconic. I
I do
have-
know this movie.
I have a confession. No, I'm just kidding. I'm from the Midwest. No. In the iconic Field of Dreams, the line is often misquoted as, well, this is a dumb question too.
That's leading. I know what the answer
The
is.
line is misquoted as which? It should be asking you which one's correct.
Which one's correct? So it's misquoted as "if you build it, they will come." I bet it's "if you build one, they will come" is the correct answer, but the misquote.
Yeah, the misquote is build it.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's what I was saying.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing.
Yeah,
So
I
you're
was
right,
saying
you're right.
this.
Yeah.
If you build it, they will.
I clicked the wrong thing because I didn't
Oh, I
read
see.
the last word.
Yeah.
I'm too lazy.
So
to
I
do
think what the movie actually probably says is "if you build one, they will
Yeah.
come," and everybody thinks if you
that.
build
If you
it,
build
they will
it.
come.
Yeah. So, and that's what this is going to explain.
That movie
probably.
makes me afraid of eating hot dogs.
But
You're just gonna blow right past that.
eating hot dogs, just because like that's what you did when you watched that movie, or
Have you seen that movie?
No.
Okay, we're gonna leave it there.
But did you know that instead of they, the word is used as he? It's actually if you build it, he will come. Nice.
What does that
I
mean?
didn't know it was that kind of movie.
What if Brad watches this?
Well, he might think it's funny. You don't know. Brad could have a good sense of humor, like
Brad
me.
has a great sense of humor. That's not the point.
Like me. Okay, in I Love Lucy.
Okay,
Done. She knows. She can like
I know it already. What is
dictate it. See, this is another one that is leading. This is a bad quiz. I should have picked a better one. So in I Love Lucy, many people think Ricky says which of these lines? Lucy, you better explain this.
the third
Lucy,
one.
get splaining.
You've
Lucy,
got some
you've got some
splaining to do.
splaining to do. Correct.
Lucy?
However, this line that somebody remember very well was actually never said. Well, he said splainin' a few times. His signature line was not actually a line. He never says it in the show.
Yes, he does.
This is what they say.
I have seen every I Love Lucy
And he
episode
says that whole thing.
since
Lucy,
I was.
you've got some splaining to do. He says that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe they're wrong. This is a bad. Whoever picked this.
I'm looking to see if I got another one for you to take.
Can I talk to the producers? This is not acceptable that this quiz is so inaccurate. Okay, so this is a better question. Is we're back to like which one was true versus which one do people misremember? Because that's the stupidest way to phrase a question.
Well, because they didn't actually think about it.
Which of these lines is actually said in Jaws?
Oof.
You're gonna need a bigger boat. We're gonna need a bigger boat. They're gonna need a bigger boat, or we gotta find a bigger boat.
I bet it's we gotta find a bigger boat. I think it's we're gonna need a bigger boat.
Well, no, don't go with what you think it is.
Oh.
Go with what you remember it as.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Okay.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. I mean, there could be a lot more. That we're not even halfway down the page here. I'm gonna skip that one. That's a bad one. I saw this question earlier, and it's a really dumb. So, let's just go back to it. I don't want to skip it because then it's too much. At the end of "We Are the Champions," what's the last lyric? We're the champions.
I know. I feel like recently when I've listened to this song, because I do listen to Queen regularly enough for this to be fairly recent, every time it catches me when the song is ending, and I want to do "Of the World," and it's over, and the song's already over, so I'm like, that's not it.
Well, this is another. Never mind. This is a dumb, poorly phrased question. It's what line do people remember? We're almost done with this quiz. I'm gonna stop doing this quiz because it's
making you mad.
But yes, that what you basically explained the answer though. Most people remember it ending with "of the world," but it doesn't. They say that earlier in the song, but not at the end. So most people do what you just explained.
Right.
This one made me laugh. I saw it earlier. It has a picture of Curious George, and it says, "Which body part does Curious George not actually have?" Well, here's a fucking picture of him with
no
fur,
nose?
ears, and a nose. And a mouth. So I don't know. Is it a fucking tail?
Oh, right.
But Curious George doesn't have a tail.
That's weird and sad.
Yeah. Which one of these lines was never said in the original series of Star Trek? "To boldly go where no man has gone before." "Live long and prosper."
That's definitely said.
"Beam me up, Scotty." Or all of these were said, and they're all in the series.
First two, I think, are definitely said.
Yeah.
I could see "beam me up" being said, but not Scotty. I'm going to go with all of them.
All of them are said.
Dang, I was
"Beam
so
me
close.
up, Scotty" is never said in the original series. All right. In the 90s, iconic song "Barbie Girl" by Agua.
This is one of those songs that I don't want mentioned in my presence because it's just going to get in there. And I'm going to be trying to sleep tonight, and it's just going to be...
"I'm the Barbie girl in a Barbie world. I'm the Barbie girl in the Barbie world. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world."
I'm really enjoying hearing you say this.
Or
over
"I'm
and
a
over
Barbie
again.
girl in the Barbie world." Did I just say the same thing 4 times in a row?
Mark that. I want that clip for social media, please. That's a real Spencer Brownburn saying, "I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world." I think it's A and A.
I mean, I've heard the song.
We're going to get... YouTube's going to...
Oh, yeah. I can't sing songs because my singing is so great that YouTube flags it as a copyright concern. I'm a Barbie girl. It's actually "I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world."
Fine.
What does E.T. say in E.T. the Extraterrestrial? E.T. phone home, E.T. phone at home, E.T. phone at home, or E.T. phoning home?
You said phone home for the first one, but it says home phone.
Oh.
So I thought that was what he said for sure.
I mean, I thought he said E.T. phone home.
Me too. But
So-
are they just backwards on that? Like the Sex and the City one?
Maybe it's wrong. Most people remember it as ET phone home, but he actually said home phone. They should have put phone home in.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, then why isn't it in there?
I'm contacting these people.
Okay.
Skipping that one. Okay, in The Matrix, which line do many people remember being said, but in reality wasn't there? There is no spoon. Ignorance is bliss. What is the Matrix? Or what if I told you?
Ooh. What is the Matrix? Or what if I told you? What do people say more? What if I told you?
It's not going to let me do it because I didn't skip that one. Yeah, correct. So he doesn't actually say, because that's from a meme. So this is where memes are influencing.
Yeah.
And it's like in the meme, it's like, what if I told you? You know? But he never actually says that.
I know nothing about Pikachu.
Yeah, we'll skip that one. Okay, how do you spell Looney Tunes?
It's Looney.
Okay, and then how do you spell tunes?
Too.
Tu.
Like music.
Yeah.
Wow. Why? I mean, they're tunes, like they're cartoons.
I guess maybe, I don't know. That's a good question.
There's good music at Looney Tunes, but...
Which of the following fruits isn't in the Fruit of the Loom logo? Apple, grapes, a cornucopia, or leaves?
A cornucopia isn't a fruit.
Yeah, but like, okay, so it doesn't say fruit in this, but like, which of these objects?
Lemons.
Lemons is not an option in this.
Leaves are also... Oh, which one of those things isn't?
Yeah.
Okay. Apple.
There's no cornucopia.
Wow, I would have thought for sure there was. Ooh, Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing. Which
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
one of these iconic lines wasn't actually said in this movie, in Dirty Dancing? Nobody puts baby in a corner.
I knew that would be one of the options.
Oh, okay. So it's which one of these movies wasn't said in its movie. So it's not all in Dirty Dancing. So in Dirty Dancing, he doesn't say nobody puts baby in a corner.
He definitely says that.
In Taxi Driver,
Don't know that movie.
he say, you talking to me? In A Few Good Men, he says, you can't handle the truth.
He definitely says that.
Or in Tarzan of the Apes, he says, me Tarzan, you Jane.
Dirty Dancing, absolutely, he says nobody puts baby in a corner. Unless they're
Either
like,
that or,
actually
he says, nobody puts baby in the corner. It's very obvious.
Taxi Driver, I'm pretty confident that is said. You Can't Handle the Truth is definitely said in A Few Good Men. Tarzan.
Yeah. Dang. And here we are. In what... see, this is another dub one. We already talked about this. Everybody thinks that Nelson Mandela died in the 80s. He actually died in 2013.
Yeah, it was pretty recent. Relatively. I mean,
yeah,
10 years ago. Ooh.
In
I know
Casablanca. What?
Oh, it's Play It Again, Sam. It's false.
Is incorrect. She doesn't say play it once, Sam.
Such a good movie. That's one of those classic movies that's not overrated. It really is really good.
We're going to have to watch this back, and I might just fast forward through most of this because it's like so many of these questions are so poorly worded.
Oh, yeah.
But life is like a box of chocolates.
Fill in the blank of this line with a word that so many people remember it to be. Life is like a box of chocolates. Maybe she says feels, but I think it's is. Not, but is.
Oh, and she says it. In my head, see, this is a better question. In my head...
He says it too, though.
Oh, okay.
They both say it.
So you think it's is or feels?
I think it's is.
Correct.
She says
later,
it when she's about
yeah.
to like die in bed at
Yeah.
home, but he says it on the bench when he's explaining it to a stranger.
Okay, so this is where the so this is actually a Mandela effect. Life was like a box of chocolate is the correct quote.
I don't agree with that. I doubt it. We're going to check that.
Yeah, we'll check. Fact check. Producers, can you fact check that? In Risky Business, which one of these things isn't in Tom Cruise's iconic dance scenes? Sunglasses, a button-down shirt, candlestick.
Sunglasses.
He doesn't wear sunglasses.
Shirt, socks, underwear. Candlestick is his microphone.
What part of C-3PO is silver instead of gold?
His leg.
Correct. Nerd.
I saw it in a Mandela quiz I Googled a minute ago.
You're Googling stuff while we're doing
No, I was trying to find another one because you were getting mad at this quiz.
Okay.
Because the question in that one was, what color is C-3PO's leg? So I figured it was his leg.
I'm like trying to rephrase these to make sense.
Okay.
Who played a genie in a movie called Shazam? So no, that's not a good way to phrase that. People incorrectly remember somebody playing a genie in a movie called Shazam. Who do they remember playing a genie? Will Smith.
Shaquille O'Neal.
You got to select one of the answers. It's a multiple choice.
I mean, sorry.
Will Smith, Sinbad, Tom Cruise, or William Shatner? William Shatner.
Wait, Will Smith, Sinbad, Tom Cruise, William Shatner. Will Smith.
So apparently, everybody remembers a movie with Sinbad called Shazam, and it's actually called Kazam. And that would have been a better fucking question. What does the Monopoly Man not wear? So the Monopoly Man has an outfit.
Okay.
And he's not wearing one.
He doesn't have a
things.
monocle.
He doesn't have a bow tie, a top hat, a monocle, or a cane.
Monocle.
Correct. Oh. He does not. Rich Uncle Pennybags is his name.
Pennybags. So rich. He has bags of pennies. Ooh.
Which of these lines is not in The Wizard of Oz?
Okay.
You have plenty of courage, I'm sure. There's no place like home. Toto, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. Or true courage is in facing danger when you're afraid.
True courage. Dang.
I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
What did she actually say? What?
See,
Isn't in the movie.
I have a feeling that we're not in Kansas anymore, is what she says.
That's close enough.
And if you had phrased the question properly, that would have been a better. Okay. Tweedledee and Tweedledum from Alice in Wonderland are often remembered
right now
wearing
I feel like
propellers
Tweedledee and Tweedledum
on their hats. What is actually on top of their hats? Sparklers, a button, flags, or nothing?
Nothing. Flags.
Flags on their heads.
Alice in Wonderland wasn't one of those Disney movies I watched very much. I stuck pretty close to the princesses. And Alice isn't a princess.
How many T's are in the Flintstones?
Flintstones 2.
Is it Flintstone? I guess the question is it Flintstone or Flintstone?
It's Flintstones.
Correct. Flintstones.
I loved the Flintstones.
Which makes sense because like Flint is
I really liked the live action version.
Who was in that?
I can picture him. Halle Berry's in it. I know that. And then
what's his? Halle Berry's in it. I want to say like it's not. I want to say like John Goodman because that's
no, I think it is.
Really?
I think it is John Goodman. God, I hope it's not, and we're just wrong again.
Can we fact check that? I'm gonna fact check it right now. Fact check.
Don't lose this though.
Oh shit! I just refreshed it.
Let me look.
Anyway, we were done with this fucking quiz because it sucks.
I have one for you that'll be really quick, and it's John Goodman.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I loved this movie though.
Oh, and it's
Rick Moranis.
Rick Moranis, yeah, Rick Moranis.
Rosie O'Donnell, Elizabeth Perkins.
Oh my God, Rosie O'Donnell.
She's Betty.
Yeah. Wow.
I loved that movie just because I loved seeing how they translated into live action and like the concept, I think, of creating a live action version of an animated something was fairly new then. Like, what year was this? What year do you think it was?
1992.
4.
Ooh, close. Did we see that in theaters?
We went to an Alamo
Not
Draft
like
House.
together when in 1992. But
Yep,
like,
in
it was
94. We were 6 years old.
Yeah.
No, we went with my nephew.
That's right. And they had a cereal
They
party.
had cereal, which was so cute when you think about it. It was like shortly before COVID.
And we showed up as like 3 mostly adults. And like Jack was a little younger than us, but like we were well.
This was
we were
probably
30,
5 years ago.
30 or so years old. Maybe 29.
And remember what they did?
We showed up thinking like, oh, there's going to be a bunch of people like us there watching and eating cereal. And then we're like, it's like walking into the like ball pit at a McDonald's.
Gross.
And you're like the only adult there. And you're like, oh.
I thought it would be fun and nostalgic.
I misread the room.
I mean, what I loved about it was literally like, come watch the Flintstones during the day at like 11 a.m. and eat kids cereal. And we were like, hell
They had like a table out.
It was just a folding
just boxes,
plastic table
boxes
and
of cereal
massive boxes of like Cinnamon
milk.
Toast Crunch, Frosted Flakes.
And it was like you could go get as much as you want.
Every 30 minutes, you'd be like,
what am I going to have
Fruit
next?
Loops next. It was so fun. It was just like when, actually right before COVID, this was probably February 2020, we went to see Tommy Boy with my brothers.
Oh, yeah.
At Alamo, and they had M&Ms, like peanut M&Ms, and like air freshener tags for some reason, just because it was funny.
Yeah.
That's how he cleaned up before the meeting in the elevator. Anyway, I love Alamo.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's definitely like a regional Texas only thing.
Is it Texas only? Man, people are missing out. It's a good theater chain.
Yeah, I'm sure they have like similar concepts elsewhere, but I think that they started in Austin and they're like relatively regional.
It's probably the only one of like 2 or maybe 3 movie theaters I still want to go to, because nowadays it's like
the movie comes out 3 weeks later on Apple TV.
Well, but half the time it's coming out on streaming first.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'll just stay home, and if I really want popcorn, I can make popcorn.
Okay, so you've got a quiz for me.
I have a quiz for you that I think
it
is going
doesn't
to be
fucking suck.
I think it's going to be much faster too.
Hopefully you did some research and you vetted this quiz before.
I got halfway through it, and I think you're not going to get some of these.
Yeah.
But the whole point is basically how much of a Disney fan are you?
Okay.
But again, I think
I grew up in the 90s.
So you've got a really good sense of the like Broadway
Disney
era.
movies were like part of an elementary school curriculum.
Genuinely.
So
I remember watching The Prince of Egypt after a field trip in 6th grade. And not only is that a Disney movie during school, it's like a Christian one.
I thought that they were like, I thought Disney was like super critical about like anything not being licensed. So we're like, our teachers just like, fuck it.
But when
like,
we were in 6th grade, we were probably 12. So it was the year 2000. So
yeah, but like there's like stories about like people like daycares painting Mickey on the wall and like Disney sues them.
Oh my God. Yeah. Like who is this for? The 2-year-olds in the room?
Did you hear that political note? Disney is suing Ron DeSantis.
He's trying to take the monorail under his control to make sure that it's like up to snuff and whatever. And they're like, okay, the thing is that I think Disney was basically like against him publicly because he was helping lead the charge with the like don't say gay in Florida. So then it turned into a whole like battle. So like, you don't want to control our monorail because you want to make sure it's safe. Like it's safe.
But everybody's like, well, he's fucked.
I mean, right. You're going to go up against Disney in Florida?
Yeah.
All right. Again, some of these I think you're going to get immediately, and some you're going to be like,
I'm ready.
Are you kidding me?
I'm a princess.
I'm not a policeman. I'm a princess. What movie?
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Kindergarten Cop. Yeah.
I love that scene so much. What is Sleeping Beauty's real name? Do you want the options?
Yes.
Obviously. Adora, Aurora, Briar, or Rose?
Aurora.
Well done. So Briar Rose is what the 3 fairy godmothers call her when they have her like out in the woods, which sounds really creepy. All right. We never really watched this one. This is like a later era. Who is Rapunzel's sidekick? Mateo, Bean, Pascal, or Rango?
Pascal.
That's right. I did the same thing. I was like, I don't know. Sure.
Yeah.
Apparently it's like a little
Little
lizard guy.
lizard.
He's cute. What year did Disneyland open? 1946, 1962, 1929, or 1955?
55.
Exactly what I guessed. That's right. And we're not Disneyland people.
Yeah.
I didn't go as a
Well,
kid.
it was like 1946, the year
early.
after World War II ended.
Oh,
Probably
God. Well
not.
done.
Yeah,
I
like-
wouldn't have thought of it that way. It just felt too early. I love this character so much. What is the name of Wendy's dog in Peter Pan?
Wendy's dog in Peter Pan. Can I get
Obviously.
options?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Rose, Lily, Nana, Serena.
Rose.
Nana.
That was a wild guess.
Remember?
I
Because
don't
it was
think-
like
I don't-
he...
honestly, I don't know if I've ever watched the animated Peter Pan.
Oh, it's so good. But I always remember because it was like nanny. Like the dog like took care of them. And the dad gets mad and kicks him out. It's really sad. Okay. What are the names of Hades's minions in Hercules? Johnny and Joe, Trevor and Troy, Bolt and Thunder, Pain and Panic.
Probably Pain and Panic.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes the most sense.
I loved that movie. I thought that movie was so good. I always loved mythology
Yeah.
though. Like remember when you got to like 7th grade and your English teacher was like,
Yeah.
the next 6 weeks are all about Greek mythology. And you're like, do you remember that when they would have like, they would tell you the like curriculum focus and it was like 4 to 6 weeks
Yeah.
of like a thing.
I remember when like we learned about biomes. And
Doesn't sound nearly as fun as
no,
Greek
but
mythology.
like I mean, no, it's not. Greek mythology is cool, but like there was like a whole thing on biomes, and like this was like 5th grade, I think, and every class, you know, like and
loved
at least
5th
in my
grade.
elementary school, I'm sure this is probably how all elementary schools are mostly set up, but like each grade was like in a section, and
Of
then
what?
the school,
like the
Yeah.
hallway was the 5th grade. Well, we
Yeah.
were in portables in
Oh.
5th grade.
Well,
We were
like
in the parking lot and shit.
it was like, you know, you'd go down a hallway behind a door, like into this section of the school, and that's like 4th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
So every class was like split up, and each class like made their classroom into that biome.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
I don't remember doing that.
It was super cool. And like if I saw it now, I'd probably be like, this is shit. This sucks.
Oh, for sure.
But like in my memory, it was like, how did we transform this this place? You know, like
Oh,
it was
man.
amazing. Yeah.
I have nostalgia for
And then like,
elementary
you know,
school.
and in retrospect, like,
Anyway, I'm going to talk over you. You're
Yeah.
so bad about
in
that
retrospect,
sometimes.
in
Oh my
retrospect, like
God.
I think that there was like a component where like, you know, everybody transformed theirs, and then for some reason, each student would like either we were in groups or like individually, like we made products to sell
To who?
to the other students. It was like a little bizarre thing, you know what I mean? And like I'm pretty sure like me and some other kid made lava lamps out of
Oh, yeah.
2-liter Coke bottles or
Yeah.
whatever, and like we're in the fucking rainforest. Why are we making this? Is this like a commentary on like well, let's destroy the rainforest to make lava lamps?
Yeah, right.
But also just like, all right, kids, you learned about the rainforest. Now learn about you know, like the economy, like
Sure.
about capitalism,
Yeah.
because everything's about selling
Yeah,
something.
I don't
Yeah.
like. I don't remember
Yeah,
doing that
yeah.
in elementary school. Like,
Maybe this is just my school was just like super pro
you're
capitalism.
like,
I don't
you know what? That was a dream I had a couple nights
yeah.
ago. That didn't actually happen. I would like hope for that anyway. All right. How many years was Genie stuck in the lamp before Aladdin found him?
Okay.
1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 100,000.
5,000.
I think it's 10. Yeah, it's 10. Wrong. 10,000 years and such a crick in the neck. I think that's it. What is the name of Belle's father? from Beauty and the Beast. Matt, Timothy, Patty, or Maurice?
Belle's father.
Crazy old.
Maurice.
Fun fact, I'm halfway through this movie.
Okay.
Just so you know.
And?
Maurice.
See, that was the only one that sounds French.
Well, yeah, right.
And little.
It was
little
Matt with
Italian.
one T. That could potentially be.
Okay.
I think it's.
I guess Timothy could be a French name, but yeah, that one sounds the most French.
What does Hakuna Matata mean?
Hakuna Matata. It's a wonderful life or something.
No. Hakuna Matata. It means.
No worries.
Yep. Almost done. Which Little Mermaid character sings Kiss the Girl? Eric, Scuttle, King Triton, or Sebastian?
I like how you just laughed. Sebastian.
King Triton singing Kiss the Girl is hilarious. Yeah. Sebastian.
Correct.
Last question. What were Mickey Mouse's first words?
Oh.
Hoo-hoo!
Oh my.
Hoo-hoo! Hello, folks. Oh my. Hot dog. What a twist.
Hot dog. Yes.
Oh, it's because he's ordering a hot dog. Yeah. But like, so when Jackson was little, we would watch Mickey Mouse Clubhouse in the mornings before I took him to preschool, where his backpack was bigger than his entire body. It was so cute. Side note, he's turning 20 years old tomorrow. But there's a whole song. It's like, hot dog, hot diggity dog. I feel like I'm giving away a lot of myself in this episode. How many times have I like sung a little song?
Yeah.
9 out of 10. You scored better than 89% of all other quiz takers.
Dang, I'm a princess.
I mean, it was how well do you know Disney, not you're a princess if you pass this.
Oh, so I don't get to be a Disney princess.
Which Disney princess would you be?
I think they would make a new movie about me as a Disney princess.
And what's your narrative arc? What's your challenge?
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
being married to you.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. I don't know. What would be my story be? I don't know.
Something about benching.
Disney princess with a mustache, overweight Disney princess with a mustache on the quest to become world's strongest man.
That's a little too like 2023
yeah.
PC.
Yeah. It's about it's about a little boy who wants to be the world's strongest woman.
Or a little girl that wants to be world's strongest man.
No.
Why?
Because it's funnier because I'm a boy. But I guess you could go either way.
Okay.
Well.
How long has it been?
I don't know. I can't tell if it's been 30 minutes or an hour. So.
It's been an hour.
Oh, how do you know? No, that's not actually recording that's not a timestamp.
Oh. I'm like this.
Well.
My Nigurdi's gone.
Yeah,
so.
I'm slow on mine today.
I'm usually ahead of you with the drinks. Except 2 nights ago, Vespers.
Oh yeah,
yours
I
was just
chugged mine.
Gone. It's really loud. I'm just looking at our very dirty kitchen right now, and
it's pretty improved.
It's gonna be
we
fun.
ate pizza before. It's a disaster. Sorry about the bad quiz.
I don't think it was bad.
I feel like the first 3 questions were decent, and that's as far as I got. And then down the road, it was like, which one of these is not remembered correctly? And I'm like, that kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah. I didn't think it was bad.
Yeah.
And some of the questions were worded poorly, but the point got across.
Cool.
I think that's it for this week.
All right. This has been Hypercritical. We'll be back next week.
Burp.